match that we'll see in just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Starting off here with that one soft platform and the orb immediately starting the aggression here. Orb being one of the greatest weapons at putting out those hitboxes and creating the first tempo, making people play your game, and that's exactly what Raydish is looking to do as we start off with the orb versus the scythe.
Ooh, nice job there from Fakey. That double end line, that seems to be a really common option from the scythes that we've been seeing across this weekend, is they'll do one end light and expect their opponent to dodge down immediately, so they'll do that second end light and catch them.
Yeah, it's important when you get those pop-ups, especially against Orb, to be very diligent about your options, because that's exactly what could happen. If you give Raydish a moment to breathe, that Orb downer at that 45-degree angle is going to cause so many problems, as that entire situation off the back of a reversal downer, exactly as I was talking about, the ground pound comes through, closes it out, the Orb taking the first stock of this set.
Right now it's all over to the boots for Raydish. Good avoidance there. Fakey going for the classic from the Hugins out there, that side light into the side signature on the bow.
I've been hit by that way too many times to admit. The bow, we've been seeing as well in the bracket, that neutral light being a very important anti-air tool, and it's going to be very important to check that aggression once the boots players are consistently going back into the air, as you see now for Raydish, as the dominance continues for Raydish on the left side of the stage with the boots. The scythe hasn't really had much output, and neither really has the bow, so it looks to be Fakey trying to find their footing here on the stage.
Yeah, at this point, I think Fakey's really just looking for a KO option. Scythe doesn't have those really easy, like, downlight recoveries that they can go for. Instead, might be just looking for some sort of setup into a Sig, but Raydish's Sig is going to connect first, that GC side Sig. Nice side air there from Fakey.
Yeah, checking the aggression from Raydish. When you have an opponent that's so willing to beef and get into your face, you need to check them and say, you need to respect me even when I'm disadvantaged. And that little things like that, a side air to punish going too deep with the ground pound on the boots, is so important.
Yeah, really good job. And he also got it onto that angle. That's one of the advantages that you have with a map like this, because there's that column. Because otherwise, could have put Raydish to the other side of the map. But instead, Raydish going to get that side air. Fakey now coming into his final stock here for game number 1.
Yeah, having that orb consistency, sometimes boots players can struggle to find that one big connection to get a KO, and having the orb as your secondary weapon is so important in consistently closing out stocks. Of course, you get side light into side air, or just side air callouts in general. That's exactly what took that last stock as the boots look to build on some damage. A whiff on the read with that signature, but now just continuing the pressure. Even when Fakey has the ground and Raydish has to land, Raydish is so willing to just immediately land and start putting buttons out again.
Yeah, Raydish doing a really good job of utilizing the boots active input to just stay on top of Fakey. He's not just going for that kick that'll send him really far away. Instead, he's like, you're low damage right now. I'm going to just try to stay as close as possible. And the ground pound from Raydish will give him game number 1.
Yeah, going for that down air with bow is so ambitious. It's really one of those things where it's either you're using it to tap in an opponent that has lost a lot of resources, because if you whiff that move and your opponent still has the opportunity to reversal, you're just dead to rights. It's so tough, so much end lag on that move, and it puts you at a really bad momentum. It kind of drifts you away from the stage here, as you see. The down air whiffs and just perfectly taps that in for Raydish.
I think the worst part of it was he's kind of just locked on that falling trajectory, and the fact that Raydish avoided it, he's like, all right, now I have perfect positioning to be above you, and Fakey's only hope is like, maybe my Nair could win out, but he didn't even get that opportunity. Nice double end light again coming out from Fakey, though.
Yeah, Fakey looking to find some more damage off of this scythe. We haven't really seen it come online quite yet, as Raydish has been dominating the space with the orb. Gets a little 3-piece there to put Fakey back off the stage once again. The orb comes through and just continues to put on this pressure. Every whiff and every miscalculation just leads into orb doing so much damage as that down air connects, and Fakey loses the stock on only orb from Raydish.
Yeah, that was just clean orb play coming out from Raydish. Didn't even have to use the Sig kit or anything. It's just the classic. Again, we talked about how he has the Petra, but obviously that means he's got some solid orb play.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Petra having the similarities with Red Raptor in the weapon set, not only having the orb, but a more aggressive and bursty secondary weapon in the boots as compared to the gauntlets. As Raydish just continues immediately throwing away the boots in the beginning of the stock and just saying, I am winning with the orb. If it isn't broke, I won't fix it. And it's just working. It's absolute dominance on the center of the stage.
Yeah, Fakey really struggling. He's got the bow here. He's going to throw it away. Oh, okay, down Sig. Will work out for him as Raydish was out on that corner. I thought for sure Fakey was going to lean into the bow for the KO potential, just because it's a little bit higher and easier to get those combos.
I was thinking the same thing, where that bow can definitely be one of those consistency things. But as we were talking about earlier, like having a Sig that's able to kind of call out that recovery option, especially on the side of orb, is going to be so important. As a recovery for Raydish lands with the boots, not quite enough to KO on the higher ceiling of this stage, but still Raydish having a pretty big damage lead as they tap it in there with that side air.
I really like the decision there from Raydish. He stays grounded and goes for that dash forward end light. I was seeing on Twitter that it can KO a little bit earlier than things like downlight recovery, downlight side air from the Boots players.
Big pickup from Fakey as we look to find some sort of Scythe edgeguard here, but Raydish able to avoid that. Gets the down air, but no immediate follow-up. Raydish really checking the punish game as well, saying, you know what, I'm going to go for the instant dodge in something that a lot of players are just so willing and ready to cover. Fakey's like, Raydish is like, you haven't showed me that you're ready to cover those options yet. I'm going to keep using what I can.
Oh, but now he's opting over to the Boots. Wants to at least show that he's still got these as well. Fakey has really struggled to find any footing here against Raydish.
Yeah, and Raydish like switching to the Boots here and realizing, hey, the orb's not working out with the Scythe. I'm not quite finding the right tempo I want. Switching the Boots and now smothering the Scythe from Fakey. It just becomes so difficult. Fakey finally gets a neutral light there, but no conversion. The bow comes online. We're hoping to see more from the bow, but the gravity cancel neutral stick is going to pop up, and Raydish following it up coast to coast, goes for a haymaker. Gravity cancel. That could be all Fakey needs to get back in this game. You can never count someone out yet, especially not Hugin.
Man, that was such a good play from Raydish to react. Gravity cancel, neutral sig, but also a great play from Fakey to get that side air, turn things around, and Fakey still has a little bit of a chance here. We've seen the Scythes win these before.
It's a scary spot to be in here for Raydish, but does close out the stock with that side air. Very important stuff. The orb being the pillar of consistency you're looking for Raydish, as well as having a really bursty boot. You see here the damage with 215 on the boots, with 336 on the orb, and taking that damage stance as well. So having that extra KO potential on the orb is just so important, and really just consistency to rely on, especially if you're an aggressive player, is so important.
Yeah, I mean, he's so solid on the orb. He's just got that in the back pocket. Whenever he's like, you know what, I just feel like hitting you right now. Switch over to the orb.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, well, the game plan I have where I'm trying to put up walls is not working. I'll break down your walls with boots. I'll get in your face and I'll put you in uncomfortable situations and now force the issue onto you. It seems to me that Red Raptor, and when I saw Red Raptor was released, I was like, wow, this weapon set is kind of crazy.
Yeah, Red Raptor definitely appealed to a lot of people, not only just the weapon set, but also, come on, let's all admit, we got a lot of weebs in our community. We love anime.
Oh, yeah.
We saw the trailer. He speaks Japanese. There's some tragedy. You love it. But right now, Fakey not loving the Red Raptor. Coming in here, game number 3. We're going to Demon Island.
Yeah, maybe the soft platform not too favorable for Fakey. Having a smaller wall as well to try to get those 6 kind of poke beneath. Oh. And what is this combo extension from Raydish? It KOs. I can't believe it.
That was so sick. The second he got that punish on the dodge up from Fakey, I was like, okay, free reign, open air, 3 seconds of Raydish time, and he's going to convert that into a KO on the far left side. Raydish is in a massive position here.
I mean, yeah, you give one dodge to a Boots player and they get the world, and Raydish taking full advantage of that. We've seen it so many times where a dodge gets called out, but Raydish having the execution and being absolutely lethal on the Boots.
All right, Fakey going to try to turn things around. Does see Raydish in the sweat beads. Recovery puts him to the outside. Fakey definitely not done yet. Nice weapon toss from Raydish. Holds on for a little bit.
Yeah, interrupting that side ground pound, absolutely crucial, but unfortunately getting too far, sent too far off as Fakey makes this the closest game it has been thus far in the set. So Fakey looking to make this Demon Island counter pick work and potentially be the start of a reverse 3-0 here.
Yeah, this is honestly looking surprisingly close, considering Raydish did get such a massive KO at the start of this.
Yeah, exactly. It's important for Fakey here to stay in the game, and as a player as experienced as Fakey, you have to definitely have the wherewithal to continue on and not give up quite yet. That top 8 winner's side spot is on the line here.
Okay, Raydish.
Yeah.
Controlling the middle there, controlling the weapons, and recognizes Fakey dipped a little bit too low there, and Fakey was running out of options, so that slide charge down heavy, unarmed was basically guaranteed.
Even without the boots, Raydish is breakdancing all over Fakey. It is just so rough. Look at the pressure the recovery sends high. Fakey stuck in the corner as Raydish finally finds a little bit of an opportunity here to reversal Raydish, and that's a stock, and now we're last stock.
Really well done from Fakey there, being just far enough away. You saw Raydish thinking, okay, I'm running out of options here. I need to get a hit, maybe a nair or a sair, and Fakey's like, I'm going to be just far enough away. You can't get this hit. You can't chase dodge back. We're going to go to final stocks.
recovers a dodge through for Raydish with that neutral light. He's going to send Fakey back in a bad spot. Fakey just looking for that one big open up from the scythe and continuing to do so as Raydish punishes accordingly with a side air. It becomes so difficult when your opponent knows exactly what you want, and that neutral light could have been it. The side light comes through, but no conversion into the neutral light. The up air whiffing as well, and we see a lot of whiffing from Fakey as Raydish just picks up an orb, and as the set was first taken, the first stock with an orb, the last one with the orb as well. Consistency was Raydish's orb. Absolutely amazing stuff with a dominant 3-0.
Yeah, really well done from Raydish. Looking really solid. I know Raydish had kind of a tumultuous 2023 in the 1v1s. He started looking really good alongside Meg D in the 2v2s.
Yep.
But